So this is the OnePlus 10 Pro 5G right here. This is the US model, and it finally came out today. So today we're gonna be unboxing it and giving you my first impressions. So just so you know, as I'm unboxing here, this is my first time using a OnePlus ever. I've never had a 6 Pro, 7, 7T, 7 Pro, 8 Pro, whatever. This is my first OnePlus. I've had Android phones before, but I've never had a OnePlus before. And right away, I paid like $900 and I got something else free, so it technically made the phone almost $800. And I am getting an experience right here. I know it's like the box itself, hard shell. I like it. So here's the phone. Okay. You know, it doesn't feel as light as I expected it. I thought this phone was going to be light. This feels very nice, and just by looking at it, looks very good. So you got your paperwork up here, and I'm sure you get all your nice stuff. And this is a very nice presentation, to be honest with you. Never settle. I heard the jokes before, people saying, oh, well, it looks like actually that they did settle. So I guess we'll find out. And this really easily came out of here, but that's no worries. Looks like that's pretty much it. It's pretty thick cardboard. Is there anything in here? It's just a little hello there, welcome. Like a little card here thanking you for buying a OnePlus, and I'm genuinely excited here. So there's a lot of more stuff in here. So in here as well, we got the safety information, and you get stickers. So to me, this is pretty cool, only because of I don't get this stuff when I unbox my Samsung phones. So this is pretty cool. So let's put this aside, and in here there's a tab. Again, I'm not used to this, a charger. I know this is probably a joke and people probably saying, get over it, you know? Yeah, I've gotten over it actually, but this is a quick charge 65 watt charger. I know the international model gets like 80 watts charger, but this is still an improvement compared to what I'm used to. Especially 45 watts or even 23 watts of the Pixel 6 series. So you get the actual cable and the actual charger to get that max speed. So, and then it looks like in here you get, I kind of ripped it a little bit. Oh, it looks like it's a USB-C to USB-A adapter, which again, I don't have to go out and buy. So all of this stuff right here, this 65 watt charger, the cable, and maybe this, probably like $5. This probably like 30 to 40 bucks. This is probably like 10 bucks. So you're getting like $60 more or $50 to $60 more here of stuff that you just saved money on because they included it. So, but I will say it is a pretty big, waste of stuff. So, but the box, it's a nice box. This is a box I actually want to keep. OnePlus branding over here, I missed that, and Hasselblad branding over there, but this feels like $900 worth of unboxing. And this was, the typical unboxing you would get on most phones. But nowadays, that's not what you get. So I messed that up. But I definitely think this was an unboxing experience versus just getting the phone like I'm used to. So I like this. Let me go ahead and get right into the phone. All right, so we just have the phone. I don't know if this is going to be very ASMR or not, but I like the sound of ASMR, so I'm going to be quiet. Wow, okay. This feels like a $900 phone. This feels very comfortable compared to like what I'm used to carrying all the time. Even the Pixel 6 Pro, the Z Fold 3, or the S22 Ultra. They're big phones and they're heavy phones, and this feels like a fresh or a breath of fresh air. Maybe I'll end up liking it. I don't know. I know there's a lot of like people were saying that, oh, like I said, the jokes. There's some sticker on here. I want to take that off real quick. Wow, look at that. This actually, man, all these reviews have made me a little worried, but I'll be honest, this feels very premium, very reminiscent of the S21 Ultra. I get it. This looks like a stove, but it still looks really nice. Flexing it just like this, I saw the video and I was like, what the heck? But just by giving it a small tug, it doesn't really give much, which is good. He probably used a lot of strength, but it's still possible, which is always in your back of your head, like, wow, this is still possible to bend. But I'm also gonna rock a case with this, but let me turn this on real quick. Do we have any juice in here? If not, we'll have to plug in that 65-watt charger. You can probably see yourself too on that end. Oh, here we go. OnePlus, powered by Android. I'll be honest, it looks really pretty. While it's turning on here, let me grab my other phones. So right here is my collection of phones that I currently have at the moment. So starting from the Pixel 6 Pro, we have the OnePlus 10 Pro, the S22 Ultra, and now we have the Z Fold 3 over here. I'll be honest, I mean, they all look very premium. The S22 Ultra definitely looks like a beast, and by looking at it, holding it, it definitely feels like a beast. But what I wanted to compare is the colors real quick. Ever so slightly different. I mean, the S22 Ultra is way darker when it comes to green, and the S10 Plus, or I don't know why I call it the S10 Plus there, but the 10 Pro there, or the OnePlus 10 Pro here, is a lot lighter. So doesn't make much of a difference to me. I like both colors, to be honest. And then here's the green. You can only see it on the sides here, or maybe on the sides, on the hinge there, because I've been using a black skin, so you can't really see much of the green. But that's the green that the Z Fold 3 has, and it's a lot darker for sure. It's more of a black green, so I wasn't a huge fan of it. I liked it, but I wasn't a huge fan. This one beat it by a lot. This is green. This is a nice blue greenish, and this, the emerald green, or emerald forest, I believe is what it's called. It looks really nice in my opinion, but I'll still be rocking a case regardless. So yeah, that's how I am right now, or how I'm feeling. So, and compared to my my Pixel 6 Pro, I mean, right now I have a case. This phone is super slippery without, the skin, I should say. Without the skin, I also use a case. I also took off the one skin on the camera, so I have to use a case so I don't scratch that up when I'm putting it on the ground like that. I mean, just from the start, I don't feel like I need to put a skin on it. I can actually hold it nicely. It feels nice in the hand, and it's definitely not as small as the Z Fold 3, and the Z Fold 3 is very small. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this phone so far, like just holding it in the hand. I don't know what the software is like. I'm really excited to check that out as well, but let's see if it can top my S22 Ultra. Probably won't, but I'm sure it'll come close. I'm hoping at least. But nevertheless, I'm gonna put my stuff in, put my information in, set this up, and it'll probably be a couple hours, or maybe even the next day, depending on my wardrobe. I guess you'll find out, to give you my first reactions, or first impressions. So let's get right into this. I've set everything up. It took me quite a bit to set it up. Just like, getting all my apps logged in, moving everything over, organizing a little bit about how I wanted to organize it, similar to how I organize my phones in general. And I have to be honest, I'm impressed. This phone has just impressed me in every way. Like everything from the customizations of the software to the hardware. I'm impressed. I don't, take this with a grain of salt, but I think this has the potential to be a really good phone for a lot of people. It offers a decent camera. It's definitely not the best in the market. I'll post some samples if I have the ability to, whether it be the ultra wide or the probably would just be from this scenario right here, because I don't, that's what it looks like. But to me, I think it looks okay. I think it looks pretty good, and definitely it helps that we're in a somewhat ideal situations. I think overall it's a really decent camera, but obviously I still have to do a lot of testing. But from first impressions, it seems okay. Doesn't seem as bad. It definitely doesn't seem as good as like my Samsung was, or maybe even a Pixel. Or there's some things where maybe it's a little bit better than a Pixel as far as like what it allows you to do. But where I am a little I'm going back a bit is on Snapchat. It doesn't look terrible per se, but I can't use the ultra wide. I can't zoom in. I can't do any of that, and that's a bummer. It's stuck with like a screen recording essentially, but it doesn't look bad either. Like it's not like it's terrible quality, but I'm sure in videos or stills, other iPhone users or other Android users might notice a difference. So that's one negative there, where it goes back on that, because there's no partnership with Snapchat. So something I did notice there that sucked. But otherwise, I really liked the phone itself. I am using right now a thin case by Spigen, so it is on a case right now. I mean, I like the design of the phone personally. I definitely like that emerald green colorway. So it is a really nice design. I definitely just like how it's glossy on the side. It's pixel fingerprint, so it's annoying, but it's matte on the side. It's a little soft, so some people might not like that feeling. The curves aren't that bad either, and I'm definitely keeping that screen protector that's installed right now. I can definitely feel it when it's not with a case, but when it's with a case, not only does it get rid of pretty much the curved screen, it doesn't get much of a bother, but you also forget there's a screen protector on there. It doesn't feel like a difference in the screen. So if you want something thin and something kind of protective or just something grippier, I would definitely recommend a case. It's a very soft phone. It doesn't feel bad, per se, but it just definitely is a slipperier phone, so I would definitely recommend a case. I definitely am excited to mess with this switcher. I've never had a switcher before, so this is completely new to me. This is dope. I think I'm gonna like it. Volume rocker on the right hand side, and the volume itself is pretty loud in my opinion. I've I've listened to some music on Spotify that I downloaded and set up here, and it is pretty loud. It is pretty good. It doesn't sound bad at all. I didn't compare it to the other phones I had, but it still sounded pretty good. The display itself is also really good. I'm yet to watch a lot of videos. I'm surprised I didn't watch any kind of videos yet, but I'm yet to do that. But overall display was set to 1080p out of the box, so you do have to set it to 1440p, and 120 hertz is automatically set when you unlock it, and you can do some other enhancement stuff in the settings. I keep doing this, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of customization. Right now it's in dark mode because I have it set to schedule. It's 8:27, so it's darker outside, so it's set to that. And animations themselves are pretty smooth, and the way things open are also pretty fast. I did notice some choppiness in some of the animations. I don't know if it's just because I'm doing a lot right now with the setup, downloading all my apps, logins, and stuff like that. So right now I did notice some choppiness every now and then. But it didn't break my experience. I just noticed it. It felt like it just went down to 60 hertz or something like that. But honestly, like I said, it didn't break my experience. And that kind of has into like performance and stuff. So with it being able to download all those apps, set all those apps, and it gets really warm when you first have to use it and set it up. So it definitely does get warm. So it's still kept, and that's when I noticed those like weird animation slowdown, so refresh rate slowing down when it was setting up and I was still trying to do login and set apps up and stuff like that and move stuff around. That's when it was doing it, that kind of stuff. So that's probably why. But otherwise, the performance to me, I think it might be pretty good. It's got the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and 8 gigabytes of RAM. So, that is the downfall that it only has 8 gigabytes of RAM, but it's still plenty good enough. And as far as the storage, I believe I've used up a decent amount. If you go to our shelf, I need to get used to the software. It's a little bit different, but I've used up 30% of my storage, almost 40% of my storage already. So I'm, and I haven't taken photos yet. I haven't really done much to it yet. So there's a chance I might fill this up pretty quickly, but I'm not entirely sure yet. But I also want to mention gaming, and the performance, like I said, was still pretty good. I played Rocket League. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and I really enjoy playing on here. Even with the smaller screen, it's still really good. So right now I also have the gaming settings turned on, so there's a whole app for it. I turned it on. I figured, I might as well try it. And with the performance, I still felt like it was good. I'm not sure if that really did improve it or if it's just gimmicky, but we'll find out in the future runs. And also quick charging. The fact that it comes with the charger is also really good, but super ultra fast, super VOOC, charging at 65 watts, very impressive. While it was setting that stuff up, I was like at 30% battery life. There was an update for the software, so I was like, well, I guess I might as well charge up while it's still setting everything up and it has to update. So I charged it up, and I don't know what time it was, but it definitely took around 30 to 40 minutes maybe. I think it was probably, because it was doing a lot of stuff, it couldn't fully charge on its own without no interruptions. So yeah, super VOOC charging is no joke. It's definitely going to charge your phone up really fast. But right now I am at 83% battery life, almost lost 20%, and I don't even know, we can probably check the battery settings real quick here. So I've been on the phone for about an hour and I've killed almost 20%, or yeah, almost 20% battery life. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's it. I am overall fairly impressed with this phone. I was a little worried given some of the reviews I've seen. I thought, I'm not sure if it's worth $900, but so far I've been impressed. So I definitely don't think you should sleep on this phone. I definitely think this might be a phone that's potentially worth it, and I'm gonna find out for you. So yeah, leave me your thoughts, your comments, your questions. What do you want to know? What do you want to see it up against? I'm definitely gonna put it up against like the Pixel 6 Pro, because that's the same price, and then see if it undercuts the S22 Ultra enough to the point where I would definitely tell people to get this over the S22 Ultra and save some money. But overall, I'm impressed. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.